Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Hamdog Hype and welcome back to the channel. So today some exciting news. We finally got a starter evolution for the base set. I finally got a Venusaur for our master collection of base set 1. This was quite a wild story actually. And basically the seller on eBay was listing it for about 130 and the Venusaur itself wasn't in the best condition. They did give me a little thank you card. We'll go over the Venusaur first before we go over the thank you card. But the Venusaur wasn't in the best condition. They were listing as near mint for about 130, which is way above market. I think market's like $80 to maybe $100. And I even told them it's probably closer to lightly played. So they're able to reduce the price by quite a bit. And I was actually able to snag this for I think about 60 something dollars. So it's fairly cheap considering how expensive some of these starter cards can be. Still a little overpaid for lightly played, but it was probably closer to very lightly played in my opinion. At least from what I can see in the pictures. So I'm really excited to crack this open. Yeah, honestly, these top loaders are really growing on me. I really didn't like them at first, but I'm really starting to like the card savers. But yeah, this is the Venusaur. We're gonna check this out in just a second. So let's take this out. Yeah, all that dirt is actually on the top loader. And honestly, this hollow is fairly clean. There's one little scratch there, maybe a few print lines that way. This is very close to near mint. Actually, this might actually be near mint. So I guess they might be in the middle between 50 and 80 bucks. I think I paid about 65 for this. It actually looked more near mint on the pictures. It always trips me out if this is like a sticker or not. I don't want to like pull it and ruin the card though. These cards are so old that sometimes that just happens. One of these days I'll have someone investigate these to make sure they're not stickers, but actually looks really, really clean. Yeah, I'm gonna actually have to, I don't know. I actually kind of feel bad that I asked them to charge me a little less, but this is really close to near mint, honestly. Yeah, it's pretty awesome actually. I kind of wanna just like separate this. I don't know, you guys can't really see this, but there's a little bit of, and this is the second card I've seen this with. There's like a little bit of separation. The thing is that the little top defect is on the front and the back, so I highly doubt there's any issue with that, but it always makes me wonder. But I'm gonna say this one was a pretty big find for me, which is awesome. And we'll do a little binder update at the end of this video. I know I haven't done a binder update in some time, but that is pretty insane. That's a really good quality Venusaur. So yeah, I gotta give it, I almost gave away some of the personal information. They did give me a little shout out, so I'm gonna just cover my name. But basically said, thank you for your order. We are a business and would like to appreciate if you left us a rating. Yeah, they're gonna get a pretty good rating. I mean, that looks pretty legit. I'll have to have one of my friends check it out or one of the card shops. All right. Now, this is another thing I bought. This is kind of just like more of a vintage thing. These are like vintage packs I found on eBay. I think they're like 14 to 17 bucks a piece. You're guaranteed at least one first edition card, and then you're guaranteed I think 10 vintage cards on top of that. I forget exactly how it is. They also gave me a little thank you card. I don't think that thank you card had any. Oh, where's the thank you card? It might be in one of these packs. Yeah, it's one of this. So this is from eBay thing. And then apparently you can return these if you really don't like them. So I think these are better for people who are starting a vintage collection. I already have a pretty decent vintage collection of WotC cards. So I don't think this is for everybody. I was under the impression there's going to be more variety of WotC cards. It looks like it is from the first few sets, which I actually have a lot of cards from anyway. But I have only seen the first card in each of these packs, so I don't actually know what's in these. And they said you can return for free, no questions asked. Fortunately, they don't look super near mint to me. They do look a little on the LP side. I mean, these cards are, I mean, honestly, I think they're closer. Some of these cards are closer to 20-year-old. They're closer to 30-year-old than our 20-year-old at this point. It's actually kind of wild how old these cards are. But yeah, thank you, Megan. Let's see how she did. So I think I already have a fossil of the Zubat. I was supposed to calculate how much these were exactly, but oh, Coughing base set. That's nice. I already have one of these. Meow from base set 2. Very nice. Yeah, I wish I had gotten these before I started my collection. Machop. Diglett, Bellsprout from Jungle, Eevee, very nice card, Weeping Bell, very cool. Yeah, this one's got a little bit of scuffing on there. And the Oddish's first edition, unfortunately, I already had the Oddish, and she gave me a promo. That was very, very nice. Yeah, I might actually just message the seller and send these back. I pretty much already have all these cards, and I wasn't expecting them all to be from the first set. I thought they were going to be more from, like, Neo, which was my bad. I probably should have read the read the reviews a little bit. But yeah, I would say pretty for a vintage pack, this is a pretty high pack. If they don't accept the return, then I will I'll just take the loss and we will just add these to another binder or something. Because sometimes I do like to add of these cards to other binders. At this point I really don't need any of these, so that's why I wasn't necessarily looking for these sets. I was really kind of hoping there'd be later sets, but that Oddish is a cool find. I don't think I need it, but yeah, anyways. So we got now another vintage pack. So let's see if there's anything in here that we would need. That's really nice to put a Mew promo at the end. Hopefully there's another promo on this one. That'd be really cool. Yeah, if you're starting out a WotC collection, this is really the way to go. But yeah, unfortunately, like I said, I have a lot of these. We got Nidoran, Geodude, Drowsy base set, very nice. Krabby base set. Yeah, a lot of cards are dirty. Ponyta base set, Horsey base set, Weedle base set 2, Kakuna base set, and Cubone first edition. Very cool. And do we get another? Oh, we got a rare. That's interesting. We actually got a rare. Unfortunately, I think I already have this Cubone. Let me go ahead and open up our fossil or jungle and our fossil binder just to see. So let me show you those real quick. I mean to show off some of these cards. But yeah, I basically have all of the jungle cards in unlimited. Basically just missing rares and holos at this point. But for first edition, I do have quite a bit actually. I have quite a bit coming in, but I do have the Oddish, and it looks like I do have the Cubone. So I'm actually going to ask for a refund on these and tell you how that goes. But unfortunately, I do have all these. Basically, if you don't believe me, let me just show you real quick. This is our first edition. We got the Cubone, and we already have the Nidoran. Yeah, I'm going to flip through this real quick just to see if we need any of the Fossil Mons. I don't think I need anything from Fossil. I needed a Golbat, really. That's actually the only one. Golbat and Mr. Fuji are the non-rares and holos I'm missing. I think Mr. Fuji might actually be a holo. Oh, sorry, I might also be a rare, excuse me. But yeah, we're not missing much from those, so I'm going to actually message a seller and see if I can return them. They were quite expensive. I think they were like 14 to 17 bucks. So I feel bad. But I really thought it was going to be a much more variety than just the first 3 or 4 WotC sets. I thought it was going to be all the WotC sets. So that was my fault. I probably should have read that more. However, if they don't return them, it's not the end of the world. They're also just not in the best condition. I do like my cards to be very, very close to near mint. If not near mint, they should be very LP. And, you know, honestly, the ones that are like commons and uncommons and regular rares, they really should be as close to near mint as possible. That's just how I do it. I'm going to go ahead and put this one away. And then let's go ahead and bring out the base set binder for this awesome Venusaur. So Venusaur is finally going to be added to the base set binder. This is my base set binder. Sorry, I can't show it all off in one go. It's really difficult for me to actually, I need to get a better setup where I can actually do the binders in one go. But essentially, this is, let me just back up just a little bit. This is my base set binder. Sorry, the light will be shining a little bit. So as you can see, I basically have unlimited is on top. I have a lot of unlimited, a few shadowless, but I actually have a first edition Venusaur already. It was in this binder I bought as a kid, and the Raichu. But yeah, we were missing that unlimited Venusaur. That'll go right there. So very nice spot for it. And now once we get the shadowless version, we will have all of them. So let me remove that little card, and then we're gonna slide this right in here. Oops. So Venusaur, that's our first starter in the regular set. So yeah, as far as regular holos go, so unlimited holos, we're missing Mewtwo, Clefairy, Gyarados. That Charizard's gonna be like impossible to get, and the Blastoise. Blastoise is getting really, really expensive too. And then as far as regular cards go, rares and stuff like that, the only rare we're missing is actually Pidgeotto. Other than that, I have all the cards in the regular set. Might need to do a few upgrades. Some of the conditions on them are not the best. But yeah, right now I'm mainly just working on the shadowless set. So shadowless, I got a few holos, which I've shown off in a previous video. But we're waiting on a lot of rares. So there's gonna be a lot of rares in the next few videos. Don't worry about that. But those are the main things we are working on at this time. But yeah, let me just take out the Venusaur one more time just to show it off. And I'll put it back in right after this video is over. I just want to show you me adding it to my collection. But anyways, let's zoom in just a little bit. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.